Hey guys, it's Adi Sharma again, and I'm back with another screen recording video. And today I'm ranking the Western movies I've seen after taking a undergraduate college course about the West called History 335. Now I believe I can rank the Western movies, and these are Western movies I saw from January when this class started to March 4th when this class ended. So these are the rankings, and I watched 15. 15 is the worst, and number 1 is the best. So 15, Power of the Dog. I thought it was a weird movie. I didn't get the reasoning for the gay movements, the plot, the gay moments in the movie, and the plot was also confusing, so that's why I didn't like it. 14, Geronimo. Based on the research I was able to do, this film is not totally historically accurate, so that's why it's low on the list. 13, In a Valley of Violence. It's a good general Western movie. So, yeah, that's why it's kind of low. It's kind of general, so it kind of gets the job done, but it's not that great. Number 12, it's a whole bunch of, this movie, Ballad of Buster Scruggs, it just has a whole bunch of random Western stories. I liked it. It was a good mix, and it even makes fun of President Franklin Pierce, which I thought was funny. Number 11, The Harder They Fall. This was a great movie. It finally gave black cowboys the representation that they deserved. So I thought that was great, but it was over-representation, so that's why it's kind of lower on the list at number 11. Number 10, Open Range. Yeah, this was a great general Western movie that has Kevin Costner. You're going to see a lot of Kevin Costner later on this list, FYI. So yeah, it was pretty good. I like Kevin Costner's acting. It was a great general Western movie. Number 9, The Oxbow Incident. A really old movie, but it's a great movie about humanity with accurate legal Western terms. It has Henry Fonda in it. I think his name. He's also in 12 Great Men, so if you haven't seen any of his movies, I suggest you check them out. Now we have number 8, Wild Wild West. Yeah, this one has Will Smith, and yeah, it's a great, funny Western movie, so that's why it's higher. Even though it's not accurate, it was really funny, and I enjoyed it, so it's kind of in the middle of the pack of the list, so yeah, that's why I have it at 8. Number 7 is The Legend of Zorro, and I believe this is a sequel. Let me just Google this real quick. Yeah, The Mask of Zorro, but yeah, the reason why I didn't rank The Mask of Zorro is because, yeah, I don't think that whole thing was totally true, so I didn't really want to get into it, but The Legend of Zorro is pretty accurate. Is revolving around voting California as a state in the Union in 1850, which is accurate, and also not President Lincoln. Before Lincoln was president, he didn't have a beard, which is accurate. I also like this movie, because, yeah, it's kind of funny, similar to Wild Wild West. It's more accurate, and it reminds me of the Duel of the Fates and the Phantom Menace with Zorro and his sword fighting, so, yeah. Number 6, now we're getting into our last 6. Number 6, The Ridiculous Six. This is pretty funny and represent some historical figures and events, I should say. So that's why it's kind of high on. Yeah. Number 5, The Hateful Eight. This was also a pretty interesting movie. It was a pretty action-packed Western movie, and looks like inspired 80 Days Around the World Episode 7. Now we get into our top 4. Hang 'Em High, a Clint Eastwood Western movie, and boy, it doesn't disappoint. It's got some great historical accuracy about the Oklahoma Territory. It also has a great plot line, and it talks about the viability as well as the moral issues of hanging by death, which I love. And then now we get into our top 3. Number 3 is Shane. It's a great Western revolving around the Homestead Act with North versus South dialogue. It's pretty cool. Now the final two movies both have Kevin Costner in them. Number 2 is Wyatt Earp, where Kevin Costner portrays Wyatt Earp, and I did research and it was pretty accurate. They portrayed Wyatt Earp's life pretty accurately, and Kevin Costner does a good job portraying his character as he goes through the events that Wyatt Earp went through in his life, and he acted based on my research what Wyatt Earp actually did in real life. So hats off to Kevin Costner, and that was a great movie. Number 1, Silverado, another great Western. It had a black cowboy giving representation to African American cowboys in the West, which we don't see a lot of in Hollywood. So I was really happy, and it was the perfect amount of representation. Not totally dominated with African American cowboys, so that's not historically accurate. And also not 100% white cowboys or Anglo American cowboys, which is also not accurate. It's more like 20 to 40% based on my research. Yeah, this one's still a little low, but at least there's one. So I thought that was pretty good, and Kevin Costner does a great job acting. And yeah, so as of right now, I believe Silverado is the greatest Western movie I've seen, but there are still some that I'd like to see. True Grit, there's the new one on Netflix that's pretty interesting. I need to watch that, and then I need to watch the older one, which has John Wayne in it, and see how those two compare to each other. I need to watch the Good, Bad, and Ugly trilogy with Clint Eastwood. It's considered the greatest Western trilogy ever and has some of the greatest Western movies, so I definitely do need to see that. Then Tombstone, maybe do a Tombstone versus Wyatt Earp comparison. Tombstone, where I believe Kurt Russell is Wyatt Earp. So I definitely need to watch that, and then any recommendation from you guys. Thank you guys for listening to this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.